downtown.
Some of it's like, you know, there's memorials out in like Demon's Landing, other places, Snell Isle. There's that to gazebo. You know, just there were certain points.
There's a lot out in Snell Isle. Huh?
Yeah, I think if memory serves, there's about 53 pieces that we
just in that like. Oh
no, in total, in total, that's in the Park and Rec department that you know, we assessed for them in terms of their condition, how to, you know, either restore them or maintain them, blah, blah, blah. You know, it was just, you know, standard stuff. At any rate, we start delving into some of the historical monuments that are in St. Petersburg. And what most people might not realize about St. Pete is that one of the founding fathers of St. Petersburg, his name was Peter Dementif.
Dementif.
And Demon's Landing is actually named after him because it's demons like D-E-M-E-N-S. Huh? No, actually, he was Russian. Part of the reason that St. Petersburg has its name. Oh,
was he one of the two who had, because they had like a wager on what they were going to call the town, right?
and exactly, and in honor of him being a native Russian
from St. Petersburg,
he named St. Petersburg and named in honor of St. Petersburg, Russia. Yeah. So there was Peter Dementif was a huge one, and you know, he was like basically a founder. The Straub family, like North Straub Park, you know, I mean, they owned the entire waterfront, and when they died, they said, "Hey, listen, we'll donate to the city, but it has to be a park and can never be changed into anything else," which was pretty rad.
Yeah, looking out.
So the Straub family, Tony Janis, obviously, Tony Janis made the first flight, Janis Landing. You know what I'm saying? So like in the early history of St. Petersburg, there was really a handful of families. Like another thing, and I don't know how accurate it is, but I'll spew it anyway. A section of St. Pete known as Woodlawn.
Woodlawn, yeah.
Okay,
I know that.
The whole area that abuts Kenwood.
Yep.
People are like, "Oh, how did he get its name of Woodlawn?" Well, apparently there was this really rich guy who lived out there, and his last name was Wood, and that entire neighborhood
was his property.
Was his lawn. You know what I'm saying? Like his property. And upon dying, he said, "Okay, I will it to the city first."
Tony Wood's lawn, or that's whatever his name.
Yeah, exactly. And so a huge chunk of Woodlawn, maybe not all of it, was somebody's estate.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're talking about 10 square blocks. Because back in the day, in the heyday of St. Pete, you know, you're talking about, you know.
I figure there was about half the amount of people on the planet. You know?
Oh, there was probably a tenth of the amount of people that there is now. In terms of St. Pete. So, interesting history lesson.
Right here, folks.
Yeah, no, leave them.
Fun paid for.
Did you get the tickets to the gun show? Oh. Hey, take it up on the camera.
Oh, excuse me.
Good grief.
It just simmered down a little bit.
I mean, come on. I mean, you know.
Maybe we shouldn't have the live feed in front of us as we're talking. It's a bit distracting. I feel the need to like dance more often, and but I suppose if I don't see it, then I'll forget about it and start picking my nose.
Yeah, that's why I attempted to pick my nose for you.
I'll be embarrassed. So I'm not sure.
I'm like, nose. All right, hey, look at the time. Local time, 2:15.
2:15 and 50 seconds.
Oh, wait, all right. 2:16 and 0 seconds. Oh, wait. 2:16 and 4 seconds.
Wait,
it keeps changing. 2:16 and 9 seconds.
Oh, it just keeps changing.
The temperature is ungodly hot.
Oh my God! It is certainly August.
Oh boy! For those of you who don't know, and we've talked about this in previous shows, it's really fun during in the winter being like, it's 72 degrees and beautiful here, and you guys are under 6 feet of snow. And now you're sitting there like, it's 72 degrees and sunny here, and you guys are sitting under 96 degrees of heat with 98% humidity. It is. I mean, it's atrocious. The other day, I literally worked out in the heat, just like not even in the sun.
You were working out?
No, I don't work out anymore. I kick the rights. I don't do that anymore. So, was working outside in the heat, not necessarily in the sun. 4 hours wiped me out. I mean, I was I turned into the Wicked Witch of the West. I was just a
cranky.
No, I was just a puddle on the floor. of clothes,
puddle,
you know,
on the floor.
And
that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty bad because honestly, 4 hours in this heat is like 12-hour workday. It's exhausting.
No. It's just I went through 3
pairs of underwear.
Big there's that. That's a whole nother conversation that
you can't wear underwear in this heat.
No, what are you gonna?
You need to. That's what we should. That'd be a new invention. We can call it butt gutter.
The butt gutter?
The butt gutter, and it's like a special thong underwear so that when sweat runs down your back, it hits your butt gutter and just empties out a scupper in your pants.
It's like the fluid drip for an
AC.
That's constantly dripping.
Yeah, and people are like, "Sir, you're leaking." It's like, I know.
Oh, that's just my butt gutter.
Yeah, and it protects sweat from running down your ass.
Yeah, and then you don't get all chafy.
Hey, nobody take that idea. We're constantly out here just giving ideas to the world.
We've made at least 5 millionaires since we've started the show.
I know.
And none of them are, I can't even put gas
and I think in all their gratitude, they're going to start giving back. It's either that or we're just going to start soon.
I drank probably 2 gallons of water yesterday and didn't pee once.
Or what's really crazy is when you drink like 2 gallons of water from like working all day, and then when you finally do pee, it's like apple juice,
like brown.
Yeah, you're like
coming out like syrup. It's still kind of stuck. Doesn't exactly want to leave your body.
If you're peeing molasses, you got a problem. So like, all right.
Post-it notes.
Yeah, exactly. So if you weren't following last show when Admiral Mudbutt over here has to have constantly something to play with, the toy for today is sticky notes.
Sticky notes.
He's gonna whittle up a little sculpture here for us live on the air.
I've been dreaming about doing a little animation on this little book here, and then flickering it in front of the camera.
I've never seen you just wasting Post-its.
Oh, I got in trouble for wasting Post-its. Did you see that?
Why?
And we had this show here this week.
It's like
what do we got? Call the artist. Oh, Better Block. Is that Pinellas?
Yeah.
Pinellas Park?
Yep.
All right, that's up there. I seen their little thing.
So we had a couple things come on the hotline. First thing I'll do is I'll recap that Rhino participated in the Florida Main Street Annual Conference.
Actually, as an artist, I was working a booth for Mark.
So it was an artist booth, but Rhino was represented there, so in one shape or form or another.
Yeah, tell me about that show. I didn't really hear anything. I don't know what it was even.
It's a Main Street thing.
It's actually the Main Street organization has been around since 1987, and it's all about preserving
Main streets,
city preservations and structures, and creating that, maintaining that sense of community.
Yeah, exactly.
And now
we have 2 Main Streets.
Our Central Avenue just became part of Main Street, and the
22nd
Street. 3 organizations were there together, which is the Juices Live, Grand Central, and the Edge District.
Yeah.
Those were the ones that were behind.
So that was really awesome. That was a conference that went on all week at the Benoit. The other thing is
now I feel
Better Block.
I feel a certain amount of ways about this thing, and I'm not sure whether or not I should.
I'll explain. What happens is it's a pop-up.
I went to the meeting. They called a meeting.
You did?
Yeah, I went to a couple 2 months ago.
I would love to hear your opinion, because the person that's spearing this for the county in Pinellas, I have a meeting with her next week.
Okay.
She's a really nice woman. We talked about Exquisite Corp. She's extremely interested as well. I'd like to hear your opinion of what you have to say about that.
And maybe we'll discuss that off air, I
think. Okay. Good call.
All right. So
that's all we're going to say about that.
But for those of you that want to check out the Pinellas Park Better Block, which stretches from October 10th and 11th of 2015 on the 56 and 5800 blocks of Park Boulevard. Well, man knows of Park Boulevard.
Oh, does he?
Yep. Then you can find more information at PinellasParkBetterBlock.com. And this looks like a really cool event. Yeah, maybe let's see. Be a part of a community-wide creative venture to vision, build, and plan a future for Pinellas County's newest arts venture. Join the playful public art movement. Better Block artists will create temporary art installations to the emerging creative district. Test your market, build your own venue. Temporary public art, pop-up businesses, events, and performances designed and experiment with affordable art studio and gallery space. That's the biggest thing that Pinellas Park's in right now. It's like, they're like, we have so many empty warehouses that, you know, God. I'm trying to keep focused.
Oh, wait, what?
I look over at you and you're making love to the camera. You're like, I can look at my molars.
Ooh, baby, I was winking in there a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, Better Block. It's an interesting. They've done quite a few of these around the country. It's interesting in the sense that they come in and they create like a temporary revitalization of a down on its luck area. You know, basically giving.
Because I mean, like Pinellas Park. I mean, for those of you who don't know, it's kind of known for its trailer trash, kind of Pinellas Park.
Yeah, it's a little rough up there, you know, and I think they really want to create some opportunity for the local people there, and Better Block is a good way to temporarily show what's possible.
Spotlight, like, hey, listen, you know.
Instead of like putting in a new curb, they'll put a couple of hay bales there. Instead of like, you know, and just to give the idea of what could be possible with a certain amount of investment.
Yeah,
so
I mean, and they're really, I mean, they're offering warehouse space for ungodly low rates out there.
They will almost pay you
to take up an abandoned warehouse and put yourself in there, and like, quite frankly, it's hugely lucrative, and it is drawing a number of artists from the St. Pete area to locate outside. I mean, it's still Pinellas County, but it's not in St. Petersburg.
Yeah, they got their own little thing going on up there, or they're trying to spark one. It seems a lot of
trying to spark one up.
A lot of the existing buildings have been filled, and so there's not a lot of those left. But it seems there's a lot of open lots that are ready for construction. They're ready for new ideas. They're ready for revitalization over there. They're pushing for it hard, but. So it's interesting. And this Better Block, they're out of Texas, is where this idea originated out of, and they've been all over the country.
All the stairs and queers come from Texas. You don't look much like a stair boy.
Oh,
I'm sorry, like, yeah! Anytime I hear it come from Texas, I just like flash back to Apocalypse Now. Was it Apocalypse Now? I think it was.
That sounds like something you would hear in Apocalypse Now.
Yeah. Yeah, like when they're in boot camp.
Yep.
Or is it Full Metal Jacket? I think it might be Full Metal Jacket.
You know, I can't. Those types of movies don't strongly hold my interest anymore.
No.
You know, it used to be something I was interested in, and now I can't. It's hard for me to sit all the way through one of those without, you know, starting to look around on my phone or, you know, find something.
Full Metal Jacket was crazy though.
Was it?
That was crazy. That's the one where it's like the platoon and the fat guy that Philip D'Onofrio, when he was really young, that loses his mind and blows his brains out. This is my rifle. This is for fun. And anyway, Full Metal Jacket. I mean, like military school is required watching. You know, that's all we did was watch.
Oh, it is. That was homework.
Yeah, it was like homework. Go home, watch Apocalypse Now, Full Metal Jacket, come back ready to kill somebody. It's like, yes, sir. You know, like,
sir, yes, sir.
I don't want a sir sandwich. Sir, yes, sir. Never make a sir sandwich. Wow. You're in rare form today, there, buddy.
I know. I feel kind of silly.
You've been kind of silly since you picked me up.
Since I picked you up, yeah. I was silly on the way, even. You know, it's like you have like a tough week, and then you see the horizon. You know, the sun starts to pop up, and
like I'm gonna give me a donut this week.
Everything's just fine. Everything's okay. You know,
I can see clearly now.
The rain is gone.
Yeah, we said we were gonna do it.
I can see all obstacles in my way. Oh, our poor listeners, huh?
I know. Yeah, we're talking about doing a little karaoke duet for you, but
yeah. What else you want to sing? You want to sing a little Sublime? I know you didn't know Sublime.
Oh, I don't want to sing anything. I don't think anybody wants to hear my almost voice.
I'm talking about a little bit of pants on pants action.
Pants on.
Yeah, those who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about.
Are you talking about Jared from Subway?
Oh,
on pants. Oh, I saw this thing
Remember how
on
big his
Facebook.
pants were?
Yeah, everybody's like, can we just can you guys stop with the footlong jokes? And Jared, like, enjoy your footlong in prison, Jared. It's like, dude.
What? He's in prison?
You didn't hear about this?
What?
Well, I mean, I don't know if he's in prison yet, but, you know, he got convicted of kitty porn.
No!
Yeah!
You know, America just can't have one hero without diddling to some kitty porn or, you know, what?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He was America's hero for like the late 90s. And
yeah,
now
being fat and eating Subway sandwiches.
Oh, my God. What a
and now he's
I'm mad. I'm upset.
I'm glad I stopped eating Subway. It hurt. It turns you into a pedophile.
Yeah.
They got pedophilia meat.
They got a bunch of nasty preservatives in the vegetables, too.
Oh,
they got some serious weird stuff going on.
They're like Subway, eat fresh with all this GMO.
I cannot tell you how frustrated with profiteering of our food. I'm so upset about how
that's why
people are poisoning us.
All right, and here's why
in order to make larger profits. Right, it drives me insane. I'm mad about it.
All right, so be mad about this.
Tell me.
Be mad about the fact that everybody at some point, or a majority of people at some point, thought it would be easier to go to work to make money to buy vegetables from the grocery store
as opposed to
getting their ass out in the garden
and
growing some vegetables, and your neighbor grows vegetables, and your neighbor grows vegetables, and every Friday you get together and you're like, damn it, Jim, I'm full of tomatoes, and he's like, I'm full of cucumbers. It's like, well, take them. And you're just like, no, just take the whole goddamn basket. I don't want it. I'm sick of tomatoes. And everybody's sick of organic tomatoes because they got, you know, tomatoes coming out their ears. That's the problem.
That was an interest. That was great insight. I hadn't considered that.
The problem isn't the GMOs and Monsanto and the big farms.
People had decided it's easier to just buy the vegetable
than to grow it.
And that's like, really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, and it's with everything else. Where's our milk come from? Where's our meat come from? It used to be small things. You went to the butcher who got his meat from the farmer. The farmer, you know, fed all of his cows nothing but stuff that was on the farm. If there was a need for antibiotics, it's because the cow was sick and it needed it. Like it didn't just
inoculate. It didn't just get that because it's living in piles of feces on top of one another, you know?
Yeah.
The whole thing is so disgusting.
I'll tell you what, you would love it. I mean, and to the listeners out there, this is one of the cool things that we used to do at MGA is listen to audiobooks.
I love audiobooks.
When we were standing on the Ripple Effect, we were listening to the Omnivore's Dilemma.
That's right, the Omnivore's Dilemma. Incredible book. What an incredible book.
Amazing book.
Followed it from the beginning of where that food started and discussed everything
on 4 different trails. Yeah.
Really
and basically, you want to know something? Everybody's like, Monsanto, GMOs, I'm so pissed. No. If everybody in America that was upset about...
just went ahead and did something about it.
You know, instead of being pissing and moaning about it and posting shit on Facebook, if they went out and dug up a part of their backyard and put some seeds in the ground, they wouldn't have to piss and moan about knowing where the tomatoes come from.
Let me tell you,
or even better, if you're not going to do that because you're a busy professional and whatever, well, don't buy your shit from Publix. Go to a local farmer's market like we have here on Saturday morning. Exactly. People that grow food that is like, hey, listen, the only thing I put on my food is worm poop, and I put cups of vinegar and with baking soda so that the beetles are attracted to it, and I put beer and beer caps so the beetles are attracted to it, and like, it's all natural stuff. It's crazy. You know, like the problem is us.
It's not impossible.
The problem is us. We're lazy.
Lazy as hell.
Yeah, I mean, like my grandparents' generation. Are you kidding me? They're all rolling over in their graves right now because I spent all summer long as a child in my grandfather's.
Farming, weren't you?
In my grandfather's garden, and his garden wasn't like no 8x10 plot. It was a sizable garden. My uncle had a garden. My mom had a garden. My aunt had a garden. My friends had gardens. It's like, people had gardens. Yeah. Well, apple juice tipper.
You know what I mean? I mean, I have. I've never had a garden before.
No, but you have an extensive tropical vegetable or fruit garden.
Which really takes, I mean, all the harvest is in the fall. So there's not much. There's the blueberries that come in the spring, and then you're just kind of... There's nothing happening.
It takes all year long for your pineapples, all year long for your citrus.
Within the next 3 months here,
the bananas will go twice a year.
Inundated with fruit. I mean, we got ruby red grapefruits. We've got oranges. We've got key limes.
Dude, we should build a farm stand gimmick.
Oh, we should.
A little cart.
And
you can load it up and just park it in front of your house, and people just stop by.
There's about 100 aloe plants back there that are like several. I mean, they're old. You know,
yeah,
I mean, they're old. They're monsters.
Dig them out. Put them out.
Yeah. Look, quit my job. Wait, I don't have a job.
Yeah, no, but I'm with you. Like it's been a goal of mine, and I love sculpting, and I love art, and I love everything we're doing. But like, I would really just like to build a house out in the middle of nowhere, and like just grow and hunt and build.
Ditto, bro.
You know what my job is? Today I'm going to dig a root cellar, and I go out and I dig a root cellar. And I spend the next 2 days digging a root cellar, and I go fishing, and I get my fish, and it seems so much simpler to where I could work less and have more to
and be happier as well as healthier. All this stress in your life, like when I ran out of gas 2 days ago and abandoned my vehicle on First Avenue South, like I cannot tell you that probably took 45 minutes off of my life because I was
just worrying about it.
I was just, oh man, I was upset that I worked this hard and I can't put any gas.
And it doesn't run out of gas?
An electric vehicle?
Horses.
I
mean, like, that's the
dog sled never ran out of gas either, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's the other thing. It never runs out of gas. A bicycle. I mean, like, that's the thing to where society has evolved to such a point of modernness that now, you have to have a car. You can't
earn a living.
You can't function as a normal part of society playing the rules that everybody else is playing
without these
certain chips.
They've required.
I mean, there's some people that do. I mean, imagine getting up 3 hours earlier than you need to catch a bus for 2 hours to get to your job, just to make $8.15 an hour or something ridiculous. No thanks.
I lived on what I guess you would call a commune.
Yeah.
I lived there for about a year in upstate New York, and on this property that was, I don't know, it was a massive property. There was a forest, there were fields, there were greenhouses, there were root cellars, to where we would collectively grow and harvest and care for
smoke and preserve,
almost all of our food, almost all of it. There was a small shopping list that would go out weekly for any specialties that people wanted, and basically
sugar. Salt.
I mean, the platform that these people live on is wonderful. There's my business up there is that there was a potter up there that I went to learn from. So I spent a year learning from this potter up there. Next door to them was a wood turner.
Like digging clay out of a riverbank potter.
Not quite that far, but dry material mixing the clay. There aren't real great deposits of clay up there in the shale lands. But I mean, talking about weaving wool from sheep that are on the property,
spinning wool,
and making
in
fabrics,
the thread,
making fabrics of them, and
from scratch.
Fabrics. There's a forge for forging iron. There was a glass blowing studio that was down. I don't know if they rebuilt that, but there are options. There are options to live healthier and more complete lifestyles.
Yeah, but like most people aren't concerned with that. What they're concerned with is like, how can I make $260,000 a year, drive that badass Bentley, and be able to buy my girlfriend this $400 Coach wallet, and I'm wearing $1,500 Jimmy Choo sneakers, and I just spent $160 getting my hair cut, and I do it every 2 weeks.
It's so completely obvious to me at this point in my life that the most valuable thing that I have is my time. And I really don't want to exchange, my every day for the whole week for some Bentley.
Not only that, but like, I talking with my best friend not too long ago. I was like, I've turned down more work that I don't want to do. It sounds like almost like selfish, but somebody's like, hey, I need my deck boards replaced.
No.
And I'll pay you $10 an hour.
No.
And it's just like, sure, I realize I can go there, and if I really wanted to work for 8 hours and make $80 replacing some deck boards, but I say to myself, you want to know something? I'd rather sit around my studio, whittle up something out of metal or whatever in that same 8 hours, even 6 hours.
Have the $80.
Not make any money and do that.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Then you got $0 versus $8.
Oh, best friend was having a logistical issue with that, wasn't he?
Why wouldn't you want to get that extra paper? And I'm like, why? Because you can't trade the dollar value of a good nap.
You can't. How much would that cost you?
Or sitting there with an ice cold apple juice, staring at the clouds go by. You know what I'm saying? Just listening to nature with
Life
nothing.
is precious, man. You only get so much of it.
I stopped. Like when I was younger, I would just book myself to the hill, you know, and I'd make, you know, great money just working all day long. This
I know,
that project.
18-hour days.
Yeah,
you know.
I just don't care anymore. I'm like, yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're solid on through till the 3 o'clock hour here.
Oh, imagine that, people! Another 20 minutes worth of this rhetoric. Oh.
23 in 13 seconds. Although I don't know, this apple juice going right through me.
I know.
Yeah,
you have to go sit on the pot there, huh? You're gonna be Dr. Mudbutt by the end of the day.
I'll tell you what, though, this loaded chair is hot and getting a little swampy.
Oh, it's a little steamy?
Yeah,
I hate that. I hate that when a chair doesn't breathe.
Yeah, see the nice ones over there. It's got.
You know, I've never been in a climate where my calves sweat through my pants. Like that. Like when my shins sweat through my jeans, I was like, I know we got an issue. I know we got a problem
shin
here.
stains.
Like, what is that? Like,
Oh,
seriously?
Goodness gracious.
Oh, good gosh.
Yeah.
My body was pruny yesterday, just from being in the sun all day.
Oh.
I became a pruny. I looked like I was.
Well, I mean, yeah, that isn't helping the motivation lately either. It's like, you know, I'm like,
oh, it's just exhausting. It's hard to get anything done.
And I've been trying to like work at night, but like, even then, the sun's down. It's still 90 degrees. It's still 90 degrees at 11 o'clock at night.
I know, it was 11 o'clock, and I went out last night, and it was 90. Literally 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Now, it just feels like it's suffocating.
And then like the trees and all like the aphids and the tree frogs are just like, zing.
Oh, they are loving it, huh?
You know, they're just like ringing because they're like, oh yeah, it's hot.
Oh, or a tree frog that lives on the porch area had a couple of little ones. So now we got all these wonderful little ones. Yeah, oh, they're so cute. They're like living in the pineapples and stuff, and they're like jumping around, being little tree frogs.
Are they like the psychedelic ones?
What, the tree frogs? No, I don't know. I haven't licked any of them yet. I haven't licked one of them.
I heard the babies are a little bit sweeter.
Oh, can you just like chew them?
No, you just lick them.
Oh, you just lick them?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I got some frogs to lick when I get home. So
Buttercup's listening like, you're not licking it.
Hey, don't you lick that frog? I'm licking it. You just back up. I'm gonna do this.
You try licking it. I'll try smoking it.
Little frog's trying to crawl out of there. He's like, no.
But I just want to smoke you, little toad.
Gosh. Good gosh, people.
Dude, toad. It's the new crack.
Toad. Toad, the new coffee.
And toad could be like an acronym for something, like totally over addictive drug.
Whoa! That just That was easy, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Damn, I'm gonna have to get a copyright that. Sorry, somebody's gonna come on and be like, "Dude, this is a strand of toad, okay?" It's like, oh.
Yeah, my best strand of toad.
It just reminds me of Cheech and Chong when he's sitting there and he's like, "Hey man," it's like, "What kind of stuff is this?" He goes, "It's Doberman, man."
Doberman, yeah, he's got
Doberman.
My dog ate my bag.
Yeah, man. My dog ate my stash.
I followed around for 3 days till I could get it back.
He's like, "This is some smooth stuff, man."
He starts gagging. That is quite hilarious.
Doberman, man.
Doberman. That's a really good impression too. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Doberman, man.
Yeah. I remember as like a kid, this is like before even Blockbuster, there was movie stores. And like it was a big thing on the weekends to go down and on a Friday night get some movies and a couple of Nintendo games or whatever. And, you know, that was your stuff for the weekend, you know?
Yeah.
And
yeah, I remember that
so,
in life.
I grew up with 3 stepbrothers for a certain.
You got a serious increase in badassdom going on.
Yeah, dude. I just went like.
Went from
gangsta. I need to pull it
down.
down.
Get it down over the eyebrow.
Yeah.
That's how you know people. You got a very Chicano look going on.
Don't you know local?
Chicano. It's excellent.
Yeah, dude.
Excellent.
I'm rocking it.
We should.
So
we should get out of here and go get some good portrait tattoos.
I'm not doing mine with a cross. So yeah, it's funny. because there's, the four of us kids, me and my three stepbrothers, and everybody got to pick out a movie. Yeah. And of course, the youngest one picked out like, a cartoon gimmick, some riffraff. Usually the older twins would pick out like a horror movie and a comedy. I pick out Cheech and Chong.
No, come on, as a kid? What? Tell me.
I picked out the weirdest movies, and like this is a kid. Like some of the movies I picked out were like Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke, Rocky Horror Picture Show,
oh wow,
Airplane.
Oh,
just like because I like look.
Those are all like pretty excellent movies.
Yeah, I know, and this is like back in the day.
Pretty good taste for a 10-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because I looked at the box. I'm like, oh, this is cool.
I like the pictures.
And I remember my stepfather being like, this is inappropriate. We're not watching this. And my mom's like, dude, it's PG-13. You can watch it. And he's like, no, it's about a bunch of dopers. And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty funny.
Dopers. That's like such an old man term,
Dopers.
And they're all high on the marijuana.
They're high on the evil weed. The devil's salad.
Man,
that's a good one, devil's salad.
The devil's salad, that's great. The propaganda.
Sign me up for the salad bar.
The propaganda in the late 40s and early 50s is like the anti-marijuana propaganda. It's just incredible. It's like
what was it? What was in it? That famous movie?
Reefer Madness.
Reefer Madness. I'm going crazy. I don't know why, but I just want to rape and murder somebody all of a sudden. It's like, if you've ever been stoned, like, I think the last thing you want to do is rape and murder. The only thing about rape and murder is a pizza. Like.
It's funny. You can't believe anything that comes across these screens.
No, but I'll tell you what, to bring it into the last segment, we can get a little political with it.
Yeah. Bernie.
Feel the burn. And aside from that, the benefits of the decriminalization and legalization of marijuana in this country
lifts a real tax burden.
Also millions of people. Literally, I think there's millions of people, or at least hundreds of thousands, in jail
right now.
There's one guy in Wisco in jail for life for having a pound of pot.
Is that right?
Life. He's doing life in jail.
Life in prison.
But yet,
a pound of pot.
I just recently witnessed firsthand somebody serve or get sentenced to 10 years in prison for killing 2 people.
Hello.
So
priorities, people.
Yeah.
Priorities.
So you can get off with murdering 2 people and get 10 years in prison and 20 years probation, or you can get caught with a pound of pot and go to jail for life. Now, how much do you think a lifetime sentence costs a taxpayer?
Do you have an actual figure on this?
Yes, I do.
Cool. I can't wait to hear it. I can't imagine.
The average inmate cost on a lifetime sentence is between $34,000 and $48,000 per year.
So let's say he goes in when he's 18, lives till he's 80.
That's 62 years. 62 years at, let's call it simple math. Let's do 40,000 a year. That's $2.4 million.
$2.4 million for one person. Lifetime sentence for 1 pound of weed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Coming out of the tax base.
That's right.
Wait. Funding schools.
Wait. Here's the best part.
Programs.
Here's the best part. It's a. This just, I mean, like, I don't know whether to like laugh or throw up. It's taxpayer money that is going to a private for-profit entity.
Private for-profit, people. Profiting off of the prison system.
Yes.
It's a true story. It's really happening.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And these people go in, they buy off these senators,
judges.
They buy off these judges.
They buy off judges.
They pay vast amounts of money for them, and then they overcharge on everything they can come across.
Yeah, that meal that prisoner
only cost them $2, but we're charging 15.
Yeah. And so think about it this way.
It's disgusting. Yeah. It is disgusting.
It's ridiculous. So Bernie's all about prison reform. He's about marijuana reform. He's about everything else. And it's like, I'll stand behind him, and I hope that most of my constituents do too, because
it's about the only real light I see as hope.
I think he's the last great hope, because I mean, like, I admire Hillary for what she's doing. I think she's a great politician.
She's just as corrupt as
But you want to know something? I don't trust her as far as I could drown her.
Oh, there is this really interesting documentary I came across called the Clinton Bodies, or the Clinton Body Count, or or something to that effect.
Is it like a Rambo body count?
It's all about the individuals who have strangely disappeared.
Oh yeah.
And they're all somehow loosely connected to the Arkansas property, or somehow loosely connected to the campaign, or somehow connected to the, and it's called the Clinton Body Count. It's a documentary, and it discusses how on average, a presidency runs for 48 years, and the presidency will maybe see maybe 3 people in the cabinet have passed. That sort of thing.
Accident, age, health.
You want to take a guess?
How many people involved in the Clinton cabinet have passed? 23.
64.
What the?
64. 64 people. It's unlike any other presidential candidate in the history of presidents. Like this is not.
I think
and they can all be loosely connected.
She's an evil lizard woman.
Oh, absolutely, evil lizard woman. Okay, I mean, we're seeing all this come to fruition. They're doing a great job of squashing the emails, but I mean, it's there.
It's crazy.
I'm mad. I'm mad.
The first problem is this.
Don't get me started.
All right. The first problem is this, and again, just like the gardening thing, okay, Jeremiah. I'm gonna be a solution-oriented person and say that.
I like that. We need more of that.
The problem is that our idea of democracy, or what we think democracy is a sham.
It hasn't always been, but it is now.
No, it was born out of genius. It
was born out of genius.
It was born in good intentions, but like that one bad apple spoils the whole bunch. A long time ago, our country's over 200 years ago. So for over 200 years, since our founding fathers, and even considering some of them were corrupt because they didn't want to pay taxes to Britain and stuff, that the corruption has only grown. The wealth in this country, and this is one of the things that Bernie's talking about. Do you realize that the top 7% of people in the world own over 80% of the wealth?
Yeah, that's
and
the biggest.
The other 93% of the world's population is struggling for a mere 20%. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people like, let's say, a Koch brother who wakes up every day and steps into $1 million. When you and I can't wake up every day and step into $1 million.
Put gas in your car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Part of that has to do also with our own choices. Okay?
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Our country is in trouble. We need leadership, definitely. And it started out good intentions on both sides, all sides, but the corruption has gotten so bad. And I come from a place that right now just went bankrupt. Okay, wait. I'm an American citizen born in the United States of America. However, Puerto Rico is where I was raised, and they just went into bankruptcy because the government took us under. I had a computer store there years ago, and I paid 19.9% for every piece of computer part that I had to come in to the country. And where did that money go? Not into the country.
No,
it went into politicians' pockets. One of the governors bought a mansion in Spain.
So
I know.
I think it was John Adams that had this most wonderful quote about privatizing the national banking system, and that would be the death of our democracy. And it was right around the era of the Great Depression that everything failed, and they implied these rules such as you can't own gold anymore. If you had gold, you needed to forfeit it to the government. And it was in that era and in that travesty of our country that the Federal Reserve was born, in the privatization of the nation's banking system was created.
So I'm gonna bring it back like even more, and this is scientific historical fact. Do you realize that upon the sinking of the Titanic, the very next day, the Federal Reserve was established? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That was 1912.
There is one of those conspiracy theories from the two outcasts in the mind.
And this goes back to where like and it just also happened that like 4 of the major 9 magnets that controlled wealth in Britain and America went down on that ship? And who do you think got their holdings? The other 5 of the 9.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Right.
So I mean, like, there's a lot that went on with that. There was a lot more than that. There was documents. There's politicians that were on their way talking about like the sinking of the Titanic. Like, you know, I'll tell you what.
It's the same thing going on with the Trade Tower 7. You know, I mean, it's like such audacity just in your face.
So one plane hits one tower, one plane hits another tower. Those 2 fall. A building that is 100 yards away just collapses out of nowhere, and they go, "Oh, you know what we had to do? We felt it was an imminent danger, so we did a controlled demolition." So you mean to tell me that the planes hit the World Trade Center at 8:30 in the morning, and by 9:30 they had World Trade Center
wired demolition already
wired in? No, it takes a week to wire a building to do a controlled demolition.
It takes a solid week.
Because what you're saying, and that is why we started Exquisite Corpse International LLC, because people need to take the power back into their own hands. We need green initiatives that are going to bring us revenue streams and start from the inside now out, because the big boys, as you all said, the percentages where the money is in a minority group when it comes to numbers. So we, the people, are going to bring us back into financial places in fun, exciting way with Exquisite Corpse. And of course, and I didn't just throw that in there as a commercial, I mean that. It's one of the first green root initiatives I've ever been involved in, where it gives me an opportunity to create some revenue stream from a different
and not counting on outside money.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's why I say it. I'm not saying it to give a plug to Exquisite Corpse as just a commercial. I'm saying it, that's why I was so excited to be involved. Because listening to what you're talking about, and from the political standpoint, things have gotten so bad that we have to take it back in our own hands. But from a positive standpoint, not by fighting and guns and all this other bullshit. Because all we're doing is destroying stuff. And look at me with my butt and covering you. I just remembered that there's a camera there.
You should be telling
So I've been talking.
No, I mean, absolutely. We want to start a revolution. I talked about this before.
You know, there's no reason that I should have a leaky filling in my mouth that's going to lead to a root canal.
Me?
That is going to lead to, I mean, we're talking about capillaries moving into that area, transferring blood, and eventually the development of disease in my older age because some gentleman needs to drive a Porsche. Like, that doesn't work for me. I should have access to those services without some monster profiteering on top of it.
I agree.
Yeah, it's called humanism. Like, and that's the thing. Like, countries like Cuba have that.
Well, whoa, but
Scandinavia.
There's always, you have to. I come from an era. I lived in Puerto Rico. I read books of Che Guevara. At the University of Puerto Rico, I sold sandwiches for La Revolución, you know, because of friends. Here I go. No, my head's in the camera again.
No, that's a good place for it.
And this picks up also, we're picking up the audio from the camera.
Look, it's actually a really good shot.
So, because of that, when I'm talking, I talk from a real place, and these two crack me up. And I have friends that were here because of the whole Cuban thing that went down.
Sorry.
Oh, we're so sorry.
And that's why I love working with my ADD people.
Right into the gutter from
yeah. You know what? Yes, you're right. They're doing the visuals saying that the government really at times sticks it to you.
All
right.
No, you're absolutely right. I don't mean to get too
do you realize we have 5 minutes left?
That's
so
it?
we won 5 minutes. And again, I'm amazed how you guys really come up with some really cool topics that now have me thinking, and things that I had never even acknowledged.
Yeah, well, I mean, like the gardening thing. I mean, that's the point. Like,
gardening, that's a really.
I mean,
good
think
point.
about it. If every
really
single person in the country who really had a gripe about, I don't want my kids eating GMOs, and I don't know what's in my food,
Well,
and,
they went
and
out
I only shop organic. Now, here's the thing.
Tiller.
No, here's what pisses me off. Oh, this pisses me off so bad, and I'm going to piss some people off.
Yeah. All right.
All right, here's the thing.
Bring it on.
You walk into the Sundial and you go to Locale Market, and they have some of the finest, organic, most exquisite food that you can imagine. I'm talking
really
about,
wonderful.
I mean, that place is off the chain, super healthy. They carry local, farmers and stuff like that. I couldn't afford to eat lunch there.
You couldn't. That's the
$24 for a jar of organic jam.
You have to be able to afford healthy, which is the only reason we've seen such a rise in poverty-based obesity. Is because of the silicone and the other nasty crap that's in that cheap food that's full of all these.
But you know what's so funny, and I mean this from a place of respect, but you too, from all people, are. My button the camera again.
No, it's good. It's good.
You two, from all people, are just starting out in the world. Let's put it that way. And you are on track to be extremely financially successful. You cannot afford it today, but things are going to turn for you. And there's.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with not being able to afford it. I just think that I don't want to. When I become rich and famous, I don't want to spend all my money on organic food.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go food shopping for a week for me and my girlfriend and her kid and spend $475 for 4 avocados.
So that's a very good point. It doesn't matter. It's not a matter of, you know, like the richer get richer and the poor get poor. No, it's a matter of there's certain basic things that everybody should be able to afford, and that they, you know, everybody works. And everybody gets paid.
Healthy food should not be a luxury.
Correct.
It shouldn't be a luxury.
I agree.
No, I mean,
you're absolutely right. It should not be a luxury.
So it's a call to anybody who has a gripe with the food situation that, you know, is in agreement about they don't want to have Monsanto chemicals in their food. They want to eat organic. They want to eat natural, but they can't. It's like, dude, it's this simple. You go to a nursery, you buy a packet of seeds. You go in your backyard, you till up the soil. You plant the seeds.
You place the seed in the dirt.
And water.
Sprinkle water over the top.
It's Idiocracy.
And presto!
You know the movie Idiocracy? And he's like, wait a second. You mean to tell me you want me to put toilet water on these plants? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, like, toilet water? And he's like, well, not the poo one, but the one in the top. Yeah. And he goes, but Rondo's got what plants crave. They crave electrolytes. It's like, do you know what electrolyte is? And he's like, no. It's what plants crave. I mean, like, seriously, like, we've come to this point where, like, people, like, and that's the thing with the power of the people, not just politically with the Bernie Sanders movement and even Hillary's movement and any other thing. Here's the thing, like, Gandhi, you must become the change you seek. If you don't like the food you're eating, you want your kids to eat more produce, either put a garden in your yard or get together with your neighbors and find a neighbor who has a yard, start a neighborhood garden initiative.
Absolutely.
Do you realize that Norway, I saw this stat, it showed a picture of Norway in people's yards from the air. And every one of them had a garden. Their entire front yard was a garden. And they coordinated, hey, this year Susie May is growing cherries.
I got the butterscotch.
And you grow whatever it is, and every weekend on Saturday morning, everybody gets together and swaps baskets of food. Okay? To like, I got cherry tomatoes coming in my ears. Just take 2 pounds. No, just seriously, take 2 pounds. You know, and it's like that. In America, it's not like that. You know what we have lawns. Because big green lawn that's mowed.
I went out and mowed the lawn the other day. I spent 45 minutes doing that, and I was like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Who decided along the way that I should have short manicured grass?
British people started the whole lawn thing.
I moved to a Gulf community and the other side in the West Chase area, the Eagles. And I get a letter from the association telling me about the watering of the grass and what I have to do and what I didn't do and when my sprinkles and da-da-da. And they gave me a fine and I had to pay all this money extra on top of reading that stupid letter. I'm like, I just paid $250,000 for this house. And for me, that I went from $125,000 to $250,000. That was huge. I was over my head. I was, up for that one moment. And to send that letter.
They're pissing and moaning at you after $250,000 about your grass. Like, you need to spend $76 a month on your water bill that's dedicated specifically to your grass.
And I was getting nothing out of it. Meaning there was no growing of tomatoes. I couldn't do that. I couldn't grow.
Right, you couldn't grow that tomato.
No.
The association does not allow you to create and produce.
That's how in Gulfport recently I got cited for the lawn being too tall. And so what's going on is that the lawn has been cut so short for so long, it doesn't have a chance to repropagate itself. So instead of me going out to the store and buying a bunch of oil-fed grass seed and manure.
Do they not know where you come from that you know these things?
Let the grass grow up to the point that it could seed. And that's when I was cited for having too high of a lawn that, hey, bro, you got to take care of this because that's an issue for everybody else.
You know what? From a positive standpoint, that's because you're no disrespect, go for it. Because in safety, we're going to talk to the mayor. You can talk about these things and bring these things up in committees. That's
Rob
what
and
I love
Zoe
about
did
this.
it at Function House. All their grass, right? They had Jason, who's a certified landscaper, come in and basically take pictures. Yeah, do a count of the natural drought tolerant, flowers and stuff.
Here they allow it.
And say that, hey, listen, by actually mowing this yard, you're doing a detriment to the environment.
You're doing it damage.
Yeah, because
to the environment.
Yeah, the bees don't have things to pollinate.
They allow you to have the natural landscape of what is produced. Here, this is one of the cities that has allowed you to do that, because I was able to get that when I was in the old Northeast.
I see big arguments all the time about it's a big initiative in Gulfport too, where people have somehow gotten zoning to allow natural growth, and the neighbors are pissed about it. The mosquitoes everywhere, and everybody, it's like this big argument. It's necessary.
But there are plants. I went to a seminar here at the very beginning when I moved to St. Pete. And there are plants that you can put in your yard that will eliminate the bugs that they don't like, the mosquitoes, the smell that they don't like. So the same way you do natural, landscape, there are things that also you can do to put in naturally.
Citronella is one of it's a
so those are the
plant.
Those are the type of initiatives that we need to continue to talk about on you.
But like to bring it back home, because we're wrapping up. The whole point is this: people can piss and moan all they want, and I think this is even a time to the exquisite corpse about change that they want to see. Well, stop saying that you want to see the change and just
start making it.
Yeah, because we sat here and we're like, I'm sick of people from out of town not noticing that we're here and what we're doing. So let's send our stuff out of town.
Exactly.
Let's put it in their face. Let's become that change. You want to know something? I got an old cast iron bathtub in my backyard.
Full of potatoes.
Full of potatoes.
You do?
Yeah, well, most of them died because I didn't take very good care of them. However, it was an experience, and now I know how to grow potatoes and maintain them and take care of them, to where it's like, I'm going to take a better part of my front yard and turn it into a potato plot. Because when the city comes by and they go, you need to mow the grass, I'll be like, actually, those are potatoes, and I'm not cutting them down. So, let me go ahead and sit before city council with my code citation saying that, yes, I'm trying to grow my own food because I'm a low-income artist, and I choose to become the change I seek. And go ahead and give me that $120 ticket for growing my own food, and let me just go viral with it, because you're going to look like the horse's ass the whole way.
And we're going to turn that around, because you were fine until the poor artist thing. No. You don't want the fine because you're growing your own food. That is the point. And a lot of times the messages do not get accepted because they get stuck on the first few words and then did not hear the rest of the message.
Yep.
And the truth is that what you're saying is you're getting fined. Yes, right now you're working very hard, and you are a very big part of the economic growth for this city, because right now in every other conversation it's about the arts and what the arts community is doing here.
That's blown up.
So because of that, there are, and to outcast and a mic, which are, and I'm just bringing it to you as a listener supporter, that
I'm not only the producer, I'm also a listener.
Exactly. You're also talk about conspiracy theories, etc. So putting this whole thing together, you may want to come up with some ideas and things that we can do. Like what you did with the potatoes, I'm very impressed by that, by the way. I got stuck on that thought of this old bathtub filled with potatoes going out. The next step after that is consistency.
Yeah.
So they don't grow, so they don't die. So with that being said, back to you.
Yeah, well, I
think we have a wonderful forum here where we talk about,
it's a mixed bag,
vital topics.
Absolutely.
And
whether it's mud butt, politics.
That's what comedians do. They say everything enough.
Yeah, George Carlin, he was the best about talking about it. He's like, the government, they lie to you. They lie to you. They got you by the balls, people. They got you by the balls.
But he would say it in a funny way.
Yeah, and he would break down for you. It's like, you know what the problem is? The problem isn't the big corporations. The problem isn't, this company screwing you over and this company being in charge. The problem is you. You're sitting back accepting it. Going, well, I can't do anything.
There was a time and something for another topic also that it had to do, though, with the way you were just talking. those were some of the executives that got the jobs just because they were the pretty boys. They had a friend, they had dad, they had somebody, and put them in those positions and took us down because there was not what you needed from leadership and management, and there were very many poor decisions made that everybody down the chain had to feel.
Once we collectively change from a greed-based society
Absolutely.
to where like I need to accrue more and more, and I need more money, and I need more things, and I need more of this.
We all already have too much. Yeah. We throw it in the trash daily.
Oh yeah. I mean,
that's a whole other thing.
Let's
not go there yet. We'll cover the trash next week.
So I'll tell you, we're gonna bring it together on a positive note here.
Absolutely.
We're running just a tad over, but we got a couple minutes left, which is
fine if we're feeling the fire.
That's how we roll.
We didn't start the fire.
We didn't start the fire. We're just feeling its heat.
Exactly.
Right?
It's always been burning since the world was turning.
What's the rest of that song?
We didn't start the fire. It's the world turning. That's all I know. Yeah.
We didn't start the fire. Been burning since the world's been turning. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
let's bring it on back.
Okay, I'm blown away. What else do I have to say? Like I got bits and pieces of it, and but that song is exactly about it. To where
that's my son.
I was like, ladies and gentlemen, Beyonce's in the house.
Beyonce is in the house.
So she's warming up in the green room right now, as you can hear by the background vocals.
What a good fiery show. I love when we have a topic that we can really just get into.
You know what kind of grinds my gears?
It grinds my gears.
And and like here's what we can do. We can be a part of initiative. I think that we could go out there and seed this idea. Like literally seed to where it's like we find a place like there's a couple of nurseries around here to donate a bunch of seeds, and then we go to Home Depot.
A little community garden over there for you, huh? Cabbage over there.
We could partner with like an Evil Empire or something.
Well, there is a non-for-profit here in St. Petersburg that the last that I had heard, Sandra Gatson was executive director. She used to be with the St. Pete Times. And I forgot the name. It's something green, and she's also at 620. She's on the board. We will check with Sandra Gatson first because there is already an organization, and I'm sure we can come to them with some ideas. Is my head in the camera again?
No, I'm making weird faces in it.
No, but I mean, I think we could, we can tie in the seating idea. It was something we talked about when we were discussing ideas for the MLK Day of Service. At one point, we were talking about making some pots and then planting seeds in them so that people grew them to where they got a pot of dirt and all they had to do was water it, and then boom, they had a tomato plant, or it came like a little thing, and they had a cucumber plant pop up out of these pots that they'd obviously have to transfer them out of, and then maybe it wouldn't be a pot, maybe it'd be a bowl that they can then convert into like a bowl and put that in their garden. But the Jacobs Company.
The Jacobs Company.
You have the best voicemail ever. I feel like I want to call your voicemail.
Not everyone feels that way.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think you should do a live rendition of your voicemail.
We've got big pots. We've got small pots. We've got pots you can put your pot in. Say it with me now. The Jacobs Company.
I mean, sometimes I call your voicemail just to hear it.
Just to listen to it, huh?
Yeah,
I've had people, they call and they're like, oh man, I really just wanted to listen to your voicemail. Could you hang up? I'm gonna call again. Just let it ring, okay? I gotta share it with my friend.
You give like a little less excited version. So. But we want to thank all of our listeners worldwide.
Absolutely.
For tuning in
across
today.
The globe.
And make sure to stay tuned every week here to Two Outcasts and Mike on WSPF-DB right on air, your favorite friendly, awesomest rockin' internet radio station in the world.
Prevalent thought processes and fart jokes.
Yes, that's right. Broadcasting live at
1 gajillion megawatts.
All right. We advise you take this bender straight on through the weekend. We repeat, take the bender straight on through the weekend. Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned next week for more exclusive corpse news from RightOnAir.com.